Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and in this video I'm going to share some information with you about the amazing plant cat's claw. It's also known as Una de gato, which means the same thing, cat's claw. Now the species name is Uncaria tomentosa, which has always been fun to say, and I've loved this ever since my dad started making a tincture of it more than 45 years ago. So we continue to this day making a really beautiful tincture of cat's claw. And as I go through the different properties and the different wonderful benefits of this plant, you will see why it is one of my favorite things to have available and access to in my herbal apothecary, the cupboard that lives in my laundry room that's full of all kinds of herbs. So this is a plant that's actually native to the Amazon rainforest and different places in Central and South America. Now, I've got some really great notes because I didn't want to skip anything, but what cat's claw actually requires warm tropical temperatures. It likes the humidity and it likes the heat. In fact, it doesn't thrive anywhere that gets lower than 60 degrees. So you kind of get an idea. Now, this is something that you can actually grow in parts of the U.S. and places like Florida, places like around the Gulf part in Texas. In fact, what I wrote here, what I found is you not only can grow it in southern Florida, but also places of Hawaii. Now, if you're really dedicated to growing a plant like cat's claw, which is a tropical vine, you can even grow it in a hothouse where you can get the exact right temperature, humidity, and everything that would make a cat's claw vine thrive. So where the part of the plant you use is the inner bark, and there's a special skill when you're harvesting the cat's claw inner bark that it won't mess up and destroy the plant. It'll still continue to grow and thrive and produce for you if you skillfully know how to remove the inner bark without killing the vine. So there is definitely a skill to cat's claw. And it's something that if you live in southern Florida, places in Texas, places in Hawaii, or you are dedicated to the cause of having a greenhouse where you could grow a plant like this would be definitely something to consider having as either part of your garden or your yard or in your greenhouse if this is something that starts to resonate with you as you learn about it. And if you have a greenhouse where you grow herbs, you might already be familiar with this amazing plant. So what I did is I wrote down a bunch of just health benefits, medicinal properties, and things that are known about cat's claw and have been studied and researched for literally decades at this point. In fact, one of the first research papers that I read, probably more than 20 years ago, was by a doctor named Dr. William Davis, who dubbed cat's claw the opener of the way because of what it does for the intestinal tract, the digestive system, and your bowels and your intestines, known as the opener of the way. Balances intestinal flora and helps to reduce inflammation, which is really, really beautiful. So the information that I'm going to share with you is not meant to be medical advice. This is based on my own research, my own experience, and is all my own opinion. So when it comes to using herbs and herbal remedies in your life for yourself and your family, please do your due diligence and connect in with a qualified healthcare practitioner if you want to start adding herbs and herbal remedies into your routine, especially if you're on prescription medications, there might be an interaction. And also, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, then cat's claw is one of those plants that is not suggested during pregnancy or breastfeeding. So please keep that in mind. So I'm just going to kind of go through this list that I wrote down and just share some of the amazing benefits of this herb. And then I'm going to share with you some techniques and preparation methods that I would suggest that you either start incorporating or you find them in that form to start using them and incorporating them into your lifestyle. So one of my favorite things about cat's claw is its ability for what it does for the immune system. So here's what I wrote. Cat's claw is known to boost the immune system, helping the body to fight off infections more effectively. It stimulates the production of white blood cells, which are crucial for immune defense. It also has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. It helps reduce inflammation, which can support overall immune function, and aid in the management of autoimmune concerns. Okay, now I'm going to continue on that with the anti-inflammatory properties, because this is one of its most powerful properties. It's really good for arthritis relief. I have seen this with family members and close friends over the years, and it's absolutely game changing. And it can almost feel a bit like a miracle when you use something like cat's claw. So cat's claw has been shown to reduce inflammation and pain in conditions like osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. It can help improve joint function and reduce discomfort. I have personally witnessed this. Now, I've had my own little bouts of inflammation and pain over the years. In fact, this is one of the main things that I did when I had my knee replacement. In August of 2024, it will be 2 years since I had that procedure done. And that, along with turmeric and CBD, those three things were the main things I did for inflammation and pain. And I would say the cat's claw, in the tincture form that I used it, was an absolute game changer for me. And this has been really well studied for its ability to provide relief from inflammation. So besides that, it's also good for digestive health, like I mentioned in the beginning. And this is mainly due to its anti-inflammatory properties, because what happens is it extends into the digestive tract, potentially aiding in conditions like Crohn's disease and irritable bowel syndrome. I have a younger brother who has suffered for many years with irritable bowel syndrome, and Crohn's, actually both. He had both those problems. And as he was working on the lifestyle and the dietary factors that come along with getting those two issues in control, the cat's claw was a big game changer for him, along with a couple of herbal remedies as well. But it's really well known for what it does for the gut and what it does for the intestinal tract. Now, the next thing I wrote down here are its powerful antioxidant properties, okay? This one I really love. Cat's claw contains powerful antioxidants that help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. You know, this is just one of those benefits that so many of these powerhouse herbs have. They have this long list of things that it can do. So this can slow down the aging process and reduce the risk of chronic disease, right? If antioxidants, we've been hearing about them forever. And if this is something that you don't realize is beneficial in the anti-aging process, this is something to expand your knowledge on and really start to put some time and effort into finding what are the best herbs that I can add into my daily routine that help with the anti-aging, antioxidant, scavenge those free radicals out of my system to help me live a long, vibrant life. And the goal is pain-free, inflammation-free. And we have our moments where we might have an injury, we might have something we're recovering from. We might even be recovering from a poor diet that we had on vacation. You know, it could even be something like that you get back on track, you add these nourishing herbs into your routine, and it can really make a difference in how fast your body recovers, because we are these amazing biological beings that know how to heal when we get the right tools, right? Okay, now the next thing that I really love, and this might surprise a lot of people, but I love its antiviral and antibacterial properties. In fact, when I was formulating our Pivot 8 formulation, this was one of those that I knew intuitively needed to go in that formulation. So cat's claw is in our Pivot 8. We do have it as a single tincture, but you can also benefit from all the other herbs that are in our Pivot 8 blend, because if you're after something that's antiviral, antibacterial, in particular, what I wrote down here is herpes and different bacterial infections. So this is what it's really been studied and really well known for. So that's a beautiful thing. Now, besides, now it's also good for DNA repair. Now this kind of comes along with the antioxidant properties. Some studies suggest that cat's claw may assist in the repair of DNA, contributing to a powerful anti-cancer potential. This is one of the herbs that we suggest in some of our cancer protocols. And again, please know that this is my own personal opinion based on my own research and experience. Do your own due diligence, or see a qualified health practitioner to make sure that you get the right guidance based on everything that is about you when adding some of these powerful remedies into your routine, okay? Now, another thing I love is its ability to protect your cardiovascular health. Now, this might surprise you, but here's what I wrote about this. Cat's claw may help lower blood pressure by dilating blood vessels and improving circulation. This can reduce the strain on the heart and lower the risk of heart disease. It also aids in lowering cholesterol levels, further supporting heart health. Something that you just might not realize. A lot of these powerful plants, like I said in the beginning, they have so many health benefits that it can be a little bit mind-blowing. How would you know that you add something like cat's claw to your daily routine? You get digestive health, antioxidant properties, anti-inflammation, immune system support. You get powerful anti-cancer, anti-prevention properties, anti-aging, brain health. In fact, that's one thing I'm going to talk about here next is cognitive function or neuroprotection. So cat's claw may protect brain cells from damage and improve cognitive function. It's been studied for its potential in preventing neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. A lot of these plants have been studied for decades and decades and decades. There's so many things to back up and support adding some of these into your supplement routine. Now, the last one I'm going to cover on this is what it's been showing as in the potential for anti-cancer. In particular, in tumor inhibition. Some research suggests that cat's claw may inhibit the growth of cancer cells and tumors. Its immune boosting and antioxidant effects are thought to contribute to its potential anti-cancer properties. So I really believe that there's a lot of plants that need to come to the forefront. And for many of us, these have been at the forefront for many, many years. And I think they need to come to the forefront for the rest of everyone and everyone else. These are plants that you need to research and simply have in your home apothecary. And if it feels like after your research, adding this into your daily routine as a tea, as a tincture, or capsule form is a smart thing to do, then this is something that I would suggest after you research that you really look at finding a good source and adding this into your routine. And if you're one of those people that lives somewhere where this plant grows, how fun and how beautiful would that be if you were able to actually grow and harvest your own cat's claw for your teas, your tinctures, or your capsules. I really love that. So I wrote down a little list of things that are potential ways that you could use cat's claw as far as preparation methods, right? And these are some of the things that I go over in my new book, Be Your Own Shaman. Now, cat's claw is not in that book, and that's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to cover this, but this is where it gets fun, right? So one of my favorite things is cat's claw tea. And because I love tea, I'm a huge tea drinker. I love all kinds of tea. And cat's claw has a woodsy, bright, amber, oranges kind of a color. I can definitely tell from just looking at it or even smelling it, either in tincture or tea form. I can immediately tell that it's cat's claw because I've been using it and tincturing it and making it for so many years. So this is actually one of my favorites. So what you do is you take 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried cat's claw bark, you take a cup of water, you boil the water, you steep the cat's claw bark in the water for 15 to 20 minutes, you strain it, and you enjoy it. Now you can add a little bit of lemon, you can add a little bit of honey if you like. I'm a person who likes my tea exactly like it is. I like it just pure. I love the taste of it. For some people who aren't used to that, the different tastes of the real pure tea, it can take a little while, especially if you're drinking things like Pas d'Arco tea or dandelion root tea. These are all some of my favorites. And I think it can take a little while to get used to some of these flavors, but once you do, you'll never go back to putting sweeteners in these teas because they taste so good and your body will start to crave them. And it's just a matter of changing the habit and changing what your taste buds get used to, right? Now the next thing I wrote down here, and this is probably my favorite way to take cat's claw, but is a cat's claw tincture because it's so easy to take and it's easy to travel with. The shelf life is super long and it's just easy to add to. You can add it to a smoothie. I have a little shot glass that I put water in and I put my tinctures in and I just drink it down. And I mix many of my tinctures together in the same water. So there's a whole thing on my online course, Be Your Own Medicine Man, where I teach you how to make a tincture. And it's actually not hard at all. It's one of those things that you just have to find a good source for the raw ingredients. You have to find a good source for your alcohol, which is actually pretty easy to do. Many people simply use something like vodka as the extraction. And when you're making these for yourself and your family, that's a perfect alcohol to use, as high proof as you can find. But you can also get a really good tincture that's already done and made up and ready for you just to consume and add into your diet. So the tincture is probably my favorite, then the tea, and then the final one are capsules. Because many people don't like the taste and the strong flavor of something like cat's claw, but in capsule form, that's definitely a great way to go. You can actually get powdered cat's claw from a few companies. Make sure it's an organic, sustainably sourced product, and then you can get some organic veggie caps and actually encapsulate your own capsules of cat's claw. Now, the thing to really know about that, if you're going to be doing your own tincturing, you're going to be doing your own encapsulating, this is where I would dig a little bit deeper and get some guidance in how many milligrams, how much is going to be in each capsule. The capsules you can get in different sizes. So you're going to want to know, if I get a size 00 or a size 000, how many milligrams of cat's claw am I putting in each one, and how much does my body need based on not only my needs, but my body weight, right? Now, the beautiful thing about this is that many herbs they're so beautifully natural and safe. And from my experience, I think as modern humans, we like to do more because we think if more is, if a little bit's doing a good job, then more is going to do better. And we like more. We like to add more. It's like, that's just typical modern human nature. But what I find with powerful plant medicine, especially with something like cat's claw, is that you can start with a really small amount and get really amazing benefits. So what I would say is do some of your own due diligence when it comes to the amazing properties of cat's claw. Look up some of the research. There is a lot of research that you could look up and find, and pay attention to the things that are in your life, your lifestyle, like medications. If you're a woman, you're pregnant or breastfeeding, make sure that you use your best common sense, you do your best due diligence, and use your intellect when it comes to adding herbal remedies into your daily routine. So I would love to know, maybe first of all, is there anybody out there who lives in the U.S. in one of these maybe places where you can grow it outdoors? Are you growing cat's claw? The beautiful vine that is cat's claw. Do you live somewhere else in the States, or maybe you live somewhere else in the world that's not the rainforest or Central or South America where it grows naturally, but maybe you live somewhere where you grow it in a hothouse? That would be amazing. I think that if I had a hothouse, that would be one of the plants that I would definitely grow in my hothouse. So I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Maybe there's something you know about cat's claw that I left out. That's why I had to have my notes on this one, because there are so many beautiful things about the cat's claw plant and the herb and its potential for helping human beings be the most vibrant, healthy, well version of ourselves, that I think everyone should do their own due diligence and tune into their intuition after they do so, and just check in. Is this something for me, something to add or to have in my little herbal apothecary that gets me through this life without running to the doctor, right? That's the plan. So I hope you have a beautiful day. I would love to hear what you think about this, and we will see you in the next one.